Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on HITI. I've talked about them numerous times here on the channel. Probably continue talking about them. Just bought some today. They're one of my favorite MJ stocks right now, so they're actually doing a couple things. So it goes up from time to time, so I started trading it. As you can see, over the past 5 years, this has only been listed since June 3rd of 2021, so right at 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, but as you can see, was $9.89. Ever since then, just kind of came down, was $5.60, went up. I have it in a couple different accounts. Cost basis on the one account that I'm trading it in, I think it's like pretty much right at 129. I have another account that I used to trade it, and then it started going up, and I haven't dollar cost averaged that one down yet. It's about 220, so I'm not too far off. But as you can see, over the past year, they're down over 41%. Here in the past 3 months, we're actually in the green, 12%. Here in the past month, down 4, and we'll just call it 0.5%. Here in the past week, we're up actually 2%, so good dip by there. And here's a look at what it's doing today. So I used to buy it in the 120s and sell it in the 130s, and now it's just been kind of in the 120s, 130s, 140s. It just kind of depends, but I just keep watching it and keep buying it when I can and sell it when I think it's at the price that I want to sell it, and then rebuy it again. So I do trade this one, but yet I do hold it in another account, and we'll just continue holding it at some point, but I do trade it as well, so just kind of all depends on the day. But HITI, like I said, has been one of my favorites. I've been following it since it was on the over-the-counter. It used to be HITIF, HITID, and then finally got on here to HITI. But their retail segment represent by brands including Canna Cabana, New Leaf, Meta, MJ, Kush Bar, Grass City, Smoke City, CBD City, and so on. Founded in 2009. The $97.55 million market cap, so very small. High today of $1.35 and low of $1.29. So see, you got about a 6-cent range in there if you're looking to trade it. And 52-week high of $2.42 and a low of $1.03. So not a whole lot of volume on this one. Sometimes it won't fill right away, and sometimes it takes a bit, and then I just place the order, limit order, and it fills eventually. Not all the time, but that's the only bad thing about the low volume. But we have earnings coming up. I believe that's tomorrow, so after hours. So we'll see what the price does between now and then. So here, I don't have these shares in this account anymore, but you can see last March I was buying it in the $4 range, or trying to, and you can see the price difference between now and then. So it looks like it was bouncing around 380s, and that was in March. So it was just kind of all over the place, just kind of dropping. So, but you don't lose money until you sell it, so even if it goes down, it's below your cost basis. I mean, it's up to you. I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just telling you what I do. I keep them, and they'll go up eventually at some point in time. So not all of them, but for the most part they do. So over here on Bing, this one's always had great ratings, currently at a strong buy, currently at $1 on here. HITI earnings outlook, so kind of what we just went over. Set to give its latest quarterly earnings report on Wednesday, 6/14. Here's what investors need to know before the announcement. Analysts estimate they will report earnings per share of minus 0.04. HITI bulls will hope to hear the company announcement. They've not only beaten that estimate, but also to approve positive guidance or forecasted growth for the next quarter. New investors should note that they are sometimes not earnings a beat or a miss that most affects the price of a stock, but the guidance or forecast. So here's kind of some past performance, earnings per share estimate. So it's just been kind of bouncing around. Earnings history. Feel free to pause and go over that. So shares of HITI were trading at $1.32 as of June 12th. Over the last 12 or 52-week period, shares are down 35.61%, which is fine with me. It gives me the opportunity to buy more and hold it. Given that these returns are generally negative, long-term shareholders are likely bearish going into earnings season. HITI is about to announce its earnings. Here's what to expect. On June 14th, they're reporting. Go here to track the HITI price real time ahead of earnings. They release figures in the most recent quarter on June 14th. 3 analysts estimating losses of 0.053 per share compared to losses of 0.41 per share in the same quarter of the previous year. So Wall Street is expecting the company to report $116.4 million, an increase of 43.69% over the prior year quarter. Overall, analysts expect an average loss of 0.0193 per share for the current fiscal year, compared to minus 1.140 share in the previous year. So, estimating a little bit better. Building a global empire, that's again why I look at it. Not only do they have some cool websites, some cool names, they're expanding, and they have brick and mortar. So Plaid's repeal of 6% fee on Manitoba MJ sales. Over here on StockTwits, currently at 131. Price display on streams has stopped updating due to AWS infrastructure outages. Our team is actively monitoring the situation and will share further updates. ACB and HITI announced tomorrow. Will they break the channel or continue bleed? Following Sundial, which is at $1.44. CGC, I did a video a while back, 71 cents. And Tilray, $1.72. CGC used to be a $38 stock. I remember buying it for $38 once. Just kind of irritates me right now. How many shares I could have bought for $38. Still holding it. It'll go up. So here we have Sundial, $1.44, Tilray, $1.72, Hexo, just did a video in the last week, 83 cents, OGI, probably due for one, Organigram, and HITI. Always doing videos on HITI. Over here on TipRank, showing it as a moderate buy with a 1-year price target to 747. And see what MSN says here. They usually give pretty good ratings as well. Strong buy on this one as well with a $6.83 price tag. But that's all that I have for HITI. If you have HITI, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis and anything else you would like to share. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.